Hi Libra, welcome to your September 2019 romance and love forecast. This is going to be a general love reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and yes, of course, Venus. I know some of you like to check in with your Venus sign when it comes to love reading, so this applies to Venus as well. If you're not a Libra, you're just being sneaky, snooping on a Libra, you're welcome to hang out and watch, but do keep in mind that I do specific cross-watcher videos specifically for people who are watching for a sign other than theirs. The August ones are already up, obviously. September will be up in the next couple of days, so keep an eye out for those. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, my dears. So you have Two of Pentacles kicking off the September time for love. And Two of Pentacles could be that you guys maybe are having a hard time choosing or picking between two options or two people. A lot of this stuff will kind of tie in together at the end. I'm going to pull a spirit message for you from a really pretty, beautiful, artsy, romantic deck. So we'll see how that message ties in the end. But this is a general reading, so I'm going to go over the different ways this could be applying. For some of you, you're having to pick or you're having to choose between like two different people or two different options. For some of you, this is not necessarily picking between two people. It could be picking between your love life and something else. It could be that a relationship is beginning to be a little taxing or a lot of work, or maybe just emotionally getting too close for comfort, and you might be thinking about, well, maybe I want to focus my energy or I want to focus my intention on career or family or whatever it might be. You might have something else that you're trying to decide. For some of you, you're really busy, like you're genuinely busy. But if you want your relationship to work, those of you who are in a relationship, you're going to have to make time for your person. You're going to have to make time for your person, because this is how they may be seeing you, is just really kind of, focused on other things, and they may be kind of feeling like they're on the back burner. Or vice versa, it could be that you are dealing with a person who has their hands very full and you're feeling like you're on the back burner. This could be a genuinely busy person. So if you are seeing someone and if you are feeling kind of like, man, we're not spending time together, it might be kind of up to you to try to remind them in gentle and kind ways that, hey, like you're really busy. Let's make time to do something together. Whatever it is that you can do to get in that quality time. Or it could just be also that your person is very scattered right now and very distracted. Like, you might not feel like they're showing up 100% in the relationship because they might be, their mental and emotional focus could be on something else as well. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean it's another person. For some of you, it could be, but it could just be that there's a lot of goals or priorities in their life that they've really got their hands full with. Some of you are recovering from a situation where you felt kind of silly or somebody made you feel silly. Like maybe you had stuck your neck out for someone, like your friends or family were like, oh, why are you with this person? And you kind of were like, no, they're really great. And then something may have happened where you're like, oh man, like now I look stupid, or now I feel silly. You have to understand that that is completely and totally outside of you, okay? The relationship is not about validating you. The relationship, like who you're with, doesn't prove your value, so it's not like you have to be embarrassed by what somebody else did. So some of you are having to release that, to let that go. Some of you are feeling like you need to stick to a relationship to prove other people wrong, I guess, in other words. Like you like, oh, well, no, things are gonna work out or things are gonna be okay. And it's not any sense to be in a relationship if somebody's repeatedly hurting you or embarrassing you, and if you've confronted them about it and they continue to do it, there's no sense in staying in that situation, just because you're wanting them to get it together so you can prove everybody else wrong. I feel some people might be in a situation like that. Like they just kind of really took on more than they could handle with a specific person or relationship. So in other words, if this person's repeatedly doing it and you've already talked to them and they keep doing it, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to change. So you have to make a decision. Can you live with it? Can you accept it? If not, then, it's not going to change. If you have already spoken to this person, if you have already had numerous conversations with them, it's not going to change. Again, these are the different ways these cards can apply. You do have the Sun card coming up. So regardless of what the differences might be, that Sun card does tell us that there's a very strong love connection or soulmate connection, or it could be some truth is being revealed about the matter, or it could be a new love coming in. Again, these cards are going to apply in different ways for different ones of you. But the Sun card for me is a card that comes up when this is like a true love energy. And I shuffled. You guys saw me shuffling. But this card seems to be coming up quite often in the September love readings. And when that happens, when there's a card that keeps, popping up for a lot of the different signs, it tells me that something is happening in the collective energy. I'm not an astrologer. I'm not an expert with astrology by any means. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I can educate people on the placements of the planets and how this is affecting what or that. Anything I share is from what I have read or what I have come to understand from the things that I have read. But I'm not an expert by any means. But when I see a card repeat like this, it tells me something is happening in the collective energy where a lot of people are coming into this Sun card energy. So a lot of people, you are connecting with a joyful soulmate. You're connecting with someone that is helping you come out of a pattern or a cycle of codependency. And I've said this in the other readings when the Sun card comes up. For me, this is a card that comes up when you're really, really mastering communication. You're really mastering being your own person and being with someone who loves you for who you are instead of having to pretend to be someone else. I think for some of you, that Two of Pentacles, now that I'm feeling it, I feel for a lot of you what's happening is you're the Two of Pentacles where you feel like you're jumping through hoops for somebody. You feel like you're jumping through hoops for them. You feel like you're performing for them. You're showing up and you're doing all of this work to make them happy. You're doing all this stuff to impress their friends, their family. And you might feel a little bit silly about it. You might feel a little bit embarrassed about it. Maybe this is in the past, right? But now in September, you have a chance here with a love to end that and to say, look, this is who I am. You need to love me for who I am. That message was coming up that you need to decide if you can accept this or if you want to move on. I think for a lot of you, it's the other way around. The person you're with needs to figure out, can they accept this or do they want to move on? And so I feel, Libra, like something is happening. The Sun card is coming up where there's some really big event that's happening for you in September, where you're seeing all of these things about you that you were trying to change or cover up are actually really great things, in the right settings, used in the right way. And I do feel like you're getting attention. And I do feel some of you Libras are going to find that you have different options now. You're being seen. You're not hidden anymore. There could be something happening in your career or in your personal life that all of a sudden is giving you, I don't know if I want to say access to new people, because people aren't something that you typically access, but it's putting you out there to where you have exposure. You have the opportunity to interact. It's giving you interaction with a lot of new people. And I feel that a lot of you Libras, you've been cooped up for a long time. You've been cooped up for a really long time. So if it was just a period of depression, or if it was just a period of your life where you were really working a lot and you were on autopilot and there just wasn't anything changing, some change is happening where all of a sudden you're getting to be around a lot of other people. And you're like, wait a minute, wow, people like me, like the things that I thought were weird or quirky, people seem to be into it. And so for some of you, you are in a situation where an existing partner, maybe they've been down on you or they've been hard on you, and they're realizing all of a sudden that you're getting this attention. Now, depending on what vibration your partner is in, if they're high vibration or low vibration, they're going to respond in different ways. Some of you are going to have the really low vibration where they're like, nope, I don't like this job, or I don't like this class that you're taking, or this or that. And they're wanting to shut it down because they feel all of a sudden that you're getting this positive attention or this positive recognition. Or they might get very jealous and they might start like, putting these people down and competing. If they're higher vibrational, they're going to say, hey, like, I'm happy that you have this positive change. And I hope you know that, maybe sometimes I give you a hard time, but I do love you. I do appreciate you. I do want you in my life. So for some of you, this can actually strengthen the relationship. For other ones of you, if you're with a toxic person, the truth is going to come out in September. Okay, so I do feel, Libras, that you guys are going to be at this very pivotal point in your love life about, if you're holding out for an old love, or if you're going to make a relationship work, or if you're going to take somebody new in. I feel, Libra, you guys are going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make a choice in September. I really do feel like the ball is in your court here. You're going to have to decide, because you're going to have some options. Some of you might just decide that you're going to put love on hold altogether. That's completely and totally up to you. It's your power. It's your say. You get to decide, my darling. You have free will. But there's definitely a choice or a decision that has to be made. Okay? Some of you are waiting for someone else to make a decision, right? And that can happen. Typically, Libras, you guys take time to make up your mind. You guys take a very long time to make up your mind because you really want to be sure, and you're always going back and forth between the other options. You're always like, well, on one hand, this is good because of this, but then here's the issue there. Like, you go back and forth. You play devil's advocate. That's such a Libra trait. And it's amazing because it adds to your intelligence and it makes you the kind of people that overall make really good decisions. But for someone else, like, I'm a Scorpio. I'm not a very patient person. That drives me nuts, right? I'm like, you make up your mind. What do you want to do? And, like, especially in a relationship, I know I dated a Libra that I was like crazy about them and they didn't know what they wanted to do. And sometimes if somebody is not making a decision, that's your answer right there. So you may be in that situation. I know it was like that for me in that situation. I was like, okay, this person, I've not been able to show up in this person's life in a way where they've been like, you know what? This is it. Like, Amethyst is who I want to be with. This is it. I want to do this. Like, they didn't see that in me. And so there's no sense in putting yourself in a situation where you're going to keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. If somebody's not giving you an answer either way, then the answer is pretty much no. It might be convenient to carry it on or to keep it going until, they find something that's better for them. But you're going to have to make a decision for yourself here. If somebody's keeping you in limbo, that's already an answer. That's an answer right there. So don't take it personal. Don't get hurt by that. Just say, okay, you know what? The universe has something else in store for me. And get busy, get focused on moving forward, because as you're moving forward with these passions or these goals, you're going to connect with that Sun card energy. If it's meant to be, the person will come back. They'll come back if it's meant to be. If not, something better will come. And so keep in mind, Libra, if somebody's waiting for you to make a decision, you are going to have to make up pretty soon your mind, because they may be, in this place where, like, they feel sad, or they feel like, oh, Libra doesn't want me, or Libra is looking at other options, or they might be in a place where, like, it's starting to get them down, but something could be coming up in their life where they're like, okay, you know what? I'm starting to see ways in which other people appreciate me, or ways in which I may have other options. So if you snooze, you lose. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting here. You snooze, you lose kind of vibe here with this Two of Pentacles. For some of you, it's you standing up and saying, you know what, I don't have to jump through hoops for you anymore. You like me, you like me. You don't, you let me know, right? For other ones of you, it's the other way around. Somebody feels like, man, like I'm trying to show you that I'm the one for you, Libra, and you might not be making up your mind. You know, they could have some sun moment. But this is what you need to realize. This person, whoever this person is, you all have a soul connection because they're showing up as a major arcana and they're showing up as the Sun card. So this is about fun. This is about freedom. This is about connection. This is about true love or connecting in a truly emotionally deep way, you know, while still honoring and respecting each other's boundaries and each other's freedom. So for some of you, you don't even recognize this as like a possible love because you may be so used to the lower vibrational possessive kind of partners before, or, you know, the partners who are very critical of you. So sometimes we're so used to something so toxic, when something good comes, we don't realize it because we think the toxic is the normal. So this is something you should ask your angels and guides to help you be able to see through and to figure out. Your next card here is the Star. Okay, some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius because the Star card is the card of Aquarius. Not necessarily. I don't like to get too hung up on the zodiac or the astrology of the cards because sometimes it can be in somebody's chart and you're not going to know about it. Typically, we don't all know, you know, other people's moon and rising and Venus and where their Saturn is and where their, you know, where their Mercury is. Like, we don't know those things. So sometimes it can throw us off because if I say, oh, Aquarius, and some of you might be like, oh, okay, well, then it doesn't apply to me. But you might not even know, you know. It could also just be the elements and the attributes of the card. The thing that I really like about the Star card coming up for Libra, you guys, this is a message that's really been like coming up for you guys a lot. Because you guys, Libra, you had a really rough patch. I think Taurus, Libra, Capricorn, and Scorpio are coming out of a really, really rough patch. And I think some Sagittarius also. But this is the thing, my dears. The Star card comes up when it's saying that, hey, you've been through some stuff, but the worst of it is finally behind you. It's going to get better now. The worst of it is over. You've come through the worst of it. So you don't have to be so scared. You don't have to be so worried. It's okay for you to make plans now. It's okay for you to make long-term plans now. You know, so some of you maybe like your life hasn't been so stable and you haven't been sure what you want to do about love and things have been becoming more stable. You're like, oh, maybe I should wait. Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should wait. The Star card is like, look, it's coming together. You're doing good. You can start to make plans. You don't want to go your whole life, you know, like a little feather letting the wind carry you. This is the time that you can make decisive decisions. This is the time that you can set an intention because the energy is more stable, the energy is more secure, and you can plan now. You don't have to just go through like, okay, whatever happens, happens, right? It's a beautiful thing to be surrendered. It's a beautiful thing to say, whatever the universe wills for me will be, or whatever God wills for me will be. That is a beautiful place to be in surrender. But also, we have to have a little bit of an input. You know, give the universe or give God something to work with for you. You know, universe or God, if it's your will, then I would like this, this, and this. You're still surrendering it. You're not insisting upon it, but you need to begin setting intentions. You can't walk into a restaurant and tell the waiter, you know, bring me a salad. And they, you know, that could mean a trillion different things. You might be thinking of a very healthy, very light salad with a very light dressing. They could come back with a really heavy salad with lots of chopped up processed cold cut meats and cheese and mayonnaise dressing and just very heavy, very globby. You asked for a salad, you got a salad. They could come back with a pasta salad, a fruit salad, a Greek salad, a Cobb salad, a chef salad. You know, they could come back with a million different things. And you got what you asked for, but you weren't specific. So this is the time for you to begin setting intentions. And the Star card is a major arcana, so it's saying that you're going to have long-term success. This is a part of your life. This is a part of your blessing. This is a part of what you came here to experience. Okay? Some of you are having temptations because you're becoming more well-known. You're rising up in your career, or you're rising up in your social circle, or you're beginning to like get your life together, and people are turning their head and they're seeing this about you, and now all of a sudden everybody wants a piece of you. And you have to ask yourself, was this person paying attention to me back in the day when I had nothing? Okay, you need to ask yourself this question, because some of you might have a loyal person, and that person might be kind of rough with you because they're feeling insecure, but you need to step it up and let them know, look, I want this relationship to work. I want us to be happy, but I can't have you putting me down. Or even if it's coming because you feel insecure or you feel threatened, what can I do to make you feel more secure in the relationship? So that, you can also work on not lashing out at me in this way. There could be something worth salvaging. Now, if the person is being abusive, get the heck out of there. Never stay in an abusive situation. But I really feel like, Libra, your life is also changing. You're really coming up, and your options are about to increase, and you're going to have to choose. But the universe is saying choose wisely, and don't be too completely surrendered. Set an intention. Who do you want to be with? What kind of person do you want to be with? You might say to yourself, you know what, I really want someone that's going to give me a stable life and travel with me. And, we could have a family, but not until my adventures are over. I'm just giving an example. But then somebody else comes in and they start chasing after you and they're enticing you. But this is someone who is going to be possessive of you or clingy of you. Or this is going to be somebody that's going to be with you one day and with everybody else the next week. And maybe that's not cool with you. Maybe that's not going to fly with you. Don't give that person your time. Now is the time for you to set your intentions so you can align who you're with, who you're giving your time to, so that you see your relationship goals realized. Your next card here is Three of Cups. I told you, you guys are going to have some options here. There could be celebrations. Three of Cups can also sometimes signify the announcement of an engagement or a birth or something of that nature. I have to be honest with you though, in my personal reading for clients one-on-one, I cannot recall a single situation where Three of Cups has come up and then something has happened later where it was like somebody announced that they were pregnant or somebody announced that they were getting engaged. That doesn't mean it can't happen, because that's the traditional meaning of the card. I just haven't seen it come up in my readings that way. I have seen my clients will come back and I see what happened in between the readings, and it's usually that they have a really big victory in their life. They've been able to celebrate. They're coming across new friends, and sometimes meeting a new love partner through this like new circle, or through like being out and celebrating. I kind of feel, Libra, that some of you for a long time, you have like this ball and chain energy following you around. Like maybe you're even like your parents, or if you think back to your earliest relationships with people from the time you were very young, for you, love was associated with a burden. That if you loved somebody, you have to suffer for them, or you have to drag them around, or you have to be responsible for them all the time. And so that might be one of the reasons why you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship. Or if you end up in a relationship, subconsciously you ended up with somebody who's just completely and totally making you miserable, or putting a lot of stress or a lot of pressure on you. Because somewhere back in time, you thought, oh, okay, when you love someone, you suffer for them. When you love somebody, you put your life on hold and you try to take care of them. And that's not love, that's codependency. That's why you had the sun come up and say that you're going to learn this new love. You're going to learn this freedom kind of love. And that's what the Three of Cups is telling me. New friends, happier energy. you know, people who aren't going to be negative or who aren't going to be toxic. So again, opportunities coming in, and you're going to have to make a decision what you want to do. Some of you can save and salvage an existing relationship, right? But you need to have that conversation with that person because they don't know otherwise, right? Like, you're growing, you're moving up, you know, you can try to help this person grow with you, and then you'll have to make your decision what you want to do. Your next card here is Three of Pentacles. So you're really building a very stable, sturdy foundation, okay? I think, Libra, what this is going to tell me for you guys, I think you have to decide who you want to have a relationship with. And you have to commit to that person. You have to make a decision who you want to commit, because I feel you're going to have these other options. But Three of Pentacles also gives us a sense and a feeling that you're committing and you're making an effort and you're seeing where things go, but you're not necessarily, you know, setting things in stone right now, right? So it could be a reconciliation. It could be trying to salvage a relationship. It could be a new relationship that you're taking to the next level. But this is saying, take it seriously, right? Do the work, but also take it slow. Don't jump into whatever the next level is, right? So like if you are reconciling, don't jump into, you know, moving back in together. Or if you're in an existing relationship and you're trying to bring the fire back, maybe don't jump into doing something massive like going and renewing your vows, or going and, like, you know, opening up a business together or buying a property or something together where you're going to be tied together financially for years and years and years, because there's still work to be done. But the Three of Pentacles says that you guys have a lot of good things to work with here. What comes out of it, it's up to you guys, what you're willing to do. But there's a foundation here. It's something worth working towards. It's something worth working towards. You're going to still be going through some changes. Your partner will be going through some changes. I really feel like, Libra, you are on this verge of really entering a whole new life. And I think your partner needs to figure out if they can be comfortable, if they can be secure with that, because I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of attention. I just do. Let's go ahead and see what's coming up here for your spirit message or your spirit love message for September. And as always, guys, those of you who are really into the different card decks like I am, I always have it listed in the links of the video, which cards I used. So if you want to check them out, feel free to do that. Okay, and as always, guys, I invite you to take a look at the cards and see what's jumping out at you, and see how it's speaking to you. Maybe take a picture of it. Maybe take a screenshot of it, or pause it and see what colors, what images, what shapes are jumping out at you and what it means to you. So that rose is immediately jumping out to me, which is like a blooming or a blossoming love. In the sides, it looks like there's coins, and that to me really signifies what I was feeling or sensing, that there's some money or success coming your way. So now all of a sudden you might be getting a lot more attention. But what's also kind of, you know, making me feel like this is being confirmed, this looks like a very important person, like a leader, or like a tribal leader, or somebody very important, okay? Very important position. And this can go either way. You may be attracting the attention of very important people, or you may be a very important person and you have to be cautious because someone is enticing you that maybe is not going to be good news later on. Again, different for different ones of you. Okay, so see what resonates with you. See what seems to, you know, make sense to you. Let's go ahead and see the message on the back. Ooh, Libra, we have desire. Decide what you think is important. Determine practical ways to attain what you want. Know what you want and what you need. They often differ, so take heed. Give thought to what you give away and what you value most today, And when you're sure in head and heart, you're sure to feed Cupid's dart, to feel Cupid's dart. I'm sorry, I misread that one word. So see, it's really putting in a nutshell what the reading was telling you. I just got chills. I love when that happens. So basically, my dear, you need to figure out what you want. You need to choose, but you need to choose wisely. Okay? Because this is it. This is like you have some options. I'm excited for you. You guys deserve it. You guys have been through a lot. But you know, choose wisely. I'm like getting the whole Indiana Jones and the hunt for the Holy Grail, when he's like looking at all of the different cups, and the guy's like, choose wisely, and he drinks from the wrong cup, and he turns into this, you know, he ages real fast. And you've seen the movie, but it just made me think of that, Libra. Do not choose someone who's gonna suck the life out of you and just turn you into a dried up mummy. You know, you don't need that. You didn't come this far to be somebody's sucker, you know. So gosh, heart's going out to you, Libra. You can do it. I believe in you. Make the right decision. Ask your angels and guides to help you. Again, watch your moon sign, rising sign video, your Venus sign. You may need a private reading. I'm more than happy to do that for you. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, it will take you to schedule a private reading with me, which I'm more than happy to do. There's pretty affordable options on there. Scroll through, you'll find something that works with your price range. And don't forget to watch the weekly forecasts, guys, because those are not just about love. Those are all the other important areas of your life. So check those out as well. I thank you guys for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Keep an eye out for the CrossWatcher videos, and have a fabulous September.